All right, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. My name is Leticia Preciado, and I'm the Parent Engagement Coordinator here in Pittsburgh Unified School District. Joining me this afternoon is Ms. Becky Nielsen from the Contra Costa Library, who will be doing this afternoon's presentation. We are recording the presentation and we'll be sending you the link to this afternoon's presentation via Parent Square. And feel free to share with other members of our community so they too can know all the great things that will be available in the summer at our local library. During the presentation, if you have any questions, please feel free to place them in the chat and we'll be monitoring the chat throughout the presentation. So welcome. And welcome, Ms. Becky Nielsen.
Thank you so much, Leticia, for organizing this. I'm so excited to be here. I'm going to do a brief PowerPoint with an overview, and I do hope that you will chat in your questions. I would love to kind of cater this presentation to things that you might be wondering about the library. So I'm going to share my screen and get this presentation started. Okay. So once again, I am Becky Nielsen from the Pittsburgh Library, and we are located at 80 Power Avenue. And I will put in the chat a link to the library's website. Just a heads up, we have great news that the library was able to get extra hours that will start starting in July. So the City Council approved extra hours for the library to be open on Mondays starting in June. So that will be very exciting. So watch for that. If you will put in the chat the ages of your kids and anything you might want to know about the library. So I'm going to give a quick overview of some things, especially things happening this summer. But if there are specific things that I can cover, I'd love to know that. So if you also just say the ages of the kids you have, that will help me also decide which resources I might show you. So thank you. I'm already seeing some things come in, so I appreciate that. The exciting thing we have going on this summer, starting June 1st, is the library summer reading program. So I'm going to just quickly send out a link to the website that has the information about the library summer reading program. It is for all ages. So we have a program for babies all the way up to adults. We want everybody to participate. The theme this year is Read Beyond the Beaten Path. So on my screen, I have a sample of the reading record that you can stop by the library starting June 1st and pick up. And what it is, you can see it's a little trail. And for every amount of time that you or a child reads or you read to a child, they can mark off one of the paw prints on the trail. The program runs from June 1st to July 31st. So you just want to participate and get the program completed before August. And you can turn in your reading record to get prizes. Every finisher will get a book. They get to choose a book that they get to keep, not a library book. And then they'll get a pin or a sticker and a temporary tattoo. And then you'll be entered into a prize drawing, countywide prize drawings we're going to be having, as well as library specific prize drawings. So you can decide how difficult you want your trail to be depending on your child or yourself. Each paw could be 20 minutes or 40 minutes. So you pick the level of difficulty. In place of the paw prints, you can also do some of the activities that are listed on the passport. This program can also be done online, so you don't have to even pick up a paper form. You can visit the summer reading website and do the program online and track your reading online as well. I'm going to show you some of the prizes. So again, all finishers get a book, a temporary tattoo, and a sticker or a pin. The babies won't get a pin because that'll be pokey, but they can get a sticker in place. And here's a picture of some of the prizes that will be in some of the drawings. So things that will be drawn for here at the local level at each library will be a camper mug, a High Sierra hiking backpack, a Take It Anywhere kids microscope, a board game, a geode kit. Oh, you can't see anything. That's not good. Let's see. Let me move my screen over. Well, let me stop my share and then share my screen again and make sure here we go. So sorry about that. Thank you for chatting that in. Can you see this now? You could chat that in if you could see my screen now, and I will go back and show you the, let me hit it. Let me just escape out of this and we'll go back up to show. Oh, okay. Let me try this again. All right. Let's share this. Okay. And then if I start this, hopefully it will. I'm going to stop the share and start it again just because it, wonder if when I started the presentation, it might have, that's probably where I messed up. So here we are. Hopefully you all can see this now. Oh, and some of you could see it before. So this is a picture of the reading passport that you can pick up in the library, and the baby one, the one for ages 0 to 3. It looks a little bit different, but this is the one for ages 3 and up. Then let's see, then we're going to move on to the picture of some of the prizes. So again, there'll be prizes on the branch level. So here at the Pittsburgh Library, we'll have a summer reading ceramic mug, a High Sierra backpack, a board game, a kid's microscope, a geode kit or a Playmobil camping toy, wireless headphones, and then a baby. We see 2 slides, what you would see. Oh, okay. Wonder if I can. So sorry. You would think I would have the Zoom thing down by now, but luckily the slideshow is almost over, so I'll put us all out of our misery. But you can kind of see small the prizes, and some of the countywide prize drawings will be a Forest Friends treehouse, wireless mini projector, a Nikon set of binoculars, and an Oculus Quest, and that's a prize for the teens. And then I'm going to be showing you our library's website. So I'm going to share my screen again, and this time with the library's website, and I will show you how you can see what programs we have going on at the Pittsburgh Library this summer. We're so excited that we will finally be able to get in-person programs here at the Pittsburgh Library starting in June. We haven't been having in-person programs due to the pandemic, so we've had programs online, on our YouTube channel, on Facebook, over Zoom. So we will be starting some in-person programming starting June 1st. And the first thing we're bringing back to the Pittsburgh Library is story time. So we will have story times. I see some of you have children at the story time age group. It will be a story time for ages 3 to 5. Or whatever, even higher than that for anyone that likes to come and participate in story time. That will be Wednesdays at 10:15 starting June 1st. Then after that, we'll have a little stay and play, what we call it, where kids can socialize together, play with some toys, parents can chat together. And then at 11:15, we will have our story time for the little ones. So that's geared towards ages 0 to 3. So that will be the only in-person program we have going on at the Pittsburgh Library, and then we will slowly add back more in-person programs. But we will also have ongoing programs on Zoom and on YouTube and things like that. So I'm going to show you where you can find the schedule of programs through our website, as well as places you might poke around to find some of the programs that are pre-recorded or recordings of programs we've had in the past. So we have programs for adults and teens and kids, and depending on the presenter, we can keep them posted for viewing later. And sometimes it is just like that one-time viewing. So I'm going to attempt to share my screen again, and let's cross fingers it works okay. I am going to show you our website, and I am going to put in the chat a link to the library's website. And then also, if you look in the chat, Leticia put a link for you to visit as well. So signing in to for this program attendance. But this is the library's website, ccclib.org. And if you're interested in finding out what programs we have, across the top, there's events. So you can click on upcoming events, and it'll show you things that have been scheduled for Zoom that you can sign up for, and things that are going on at libraries throughout the county. You can, on the left-hand side, filter down to just libraries you're interested in. Like if you just want to see what's going on at the Pittsburgh Library, you can click on that, and then you can see those story times that we will have. You can also say, hey, I also want to see those online events, and click on that, and you can see there's author talks and a program on meditation, an ESL conversation club, a printable field sketch journal. So they'll have an artist there showing kids how to sketch for nature and things like that. So you can explore some of the programs that we have at the library. You can also visit YouTube, and the YouTube channel for the library, is CCC Lib. And then you can see some of the videos and things like that that have recorded programs from things that have been on Zoom. There's also these online story times that you can visit as well. So those are some fun things to check out. And if you follow the library on Facebook, or on Instagram, they'll also have information. We try to post about programs there as well, in addition to our online calendar on our website. Oh, and then I see I did not send everybody that link to the library's website. I'll do that right now. Okay, so I wanted to show the events, and then I was going to show you how to get a library card if you do not already have one. So you can come into the library and get a library card. It is free. We just need a picture ID and proof of current address if your ID does not have your current address on it. So like a bill, a check, a piece of mail. Children under the age of 13 will need a parent to get a library card. And those over 13, a lot of times they all have like a student ID, and they have access usually to their student Aries accounts where they can show their address, or if they have a parent with them, we can use the parent's address for them. And if you would like to get a library card, you can come in and fill out the form, or you can go to our website, ccclib.org. And at the top right-hand corner of the library's website, it says login/myccclib. You'll just drop down on that, and then you'll click on login, register, and then you'll keep on the right-hand side. I'm sorry if I said left-hand side, but it's all on the right-hand side. It says, don't have a library card, get a library card. So you'll click on that link, and then it takes you to an e-card form. They have a form in English and in Spanish. It's basically your name, address, phone number, date of birth. You fill that out, and then you accept the terms. And then if you're doing this at home, it will email you an e-card number that you can use. And you can start using some of the library's online resources right away with that e-card number. And I'll show you some of those resources. When you're ready, you can come into the library, show your ID, and we'll convert that e-card over to a full use card. We'll give you a physical card, and you can start checking out physical books here at the library. But I will go over some of the resources you can use online with your physical library card as well as your e-card. Again, library cards are free. When you're checking physical books out at the library, things check out for 3 weeks. We no longer have any late fees. You just don't want to be so far overdue that it goes into lost status. And that happens for about a month after you've gone overdue, because then it starts trying to charge you the cost to replace the items that we consider lost. But if you bring them back, all those charges go away. But you just probably want to avoid that hassle. But you don't have to worry if you're a day or two late. You will not be charged any late fees anymore. So we have books, movies, magazines, DVDs, music CDs, all kinds of things that you can physically check out here in the library. We have computers you can use. and you log on with your library card number. We have printing where it's 15 cents a page for black and white copies and 50 cents a page for color copies. The library now offers the first 10 black and white printouts as free, and after that it's 15 cents a page for black and white copies, or printouts, I should say. Copies, there's a charge always, but if you're just printing from the computer, that's where you get the 10 free printouts in black and white. So does anybody have any questions so far about getting a library card, what the library has to offer here in the library? If not, I'm going to move on and show you some of the things that you can do online with your library card. So the first thing I'm going to show you is just real quickly. Oh, somebody has raised their hand. Let me stop my share and see if I can see. Oh, no, I guess that went away. So are there any programs for kids ages 7 years old? We are going to be having, I forgot to mention this, right now I don't have any in-person programs for ages 7 years old, but they are welcome to come to our story times. We are having a grab and go craft every week while supplies last, and that's been really popular with that age group, 7 years old and school age kids. So starting Tuesdays, we put out a new craft in a bag that you can drop by the library and pick up and do at home. So we'll have some activities. Some of the things are like a nature bingo game or making a cloud viewer to identify clouds. Is the library charging for prints? So printouts are 15 cents a page for black and white copies when you print out from the computer, but your first 10 printouts are free that are black and white. After that, above the 10 printouts, it's 15 cents a page for black and white. And then colors, copies, or printouts, they're 50 cents a page. There are no free color printouts. Science activities, yes, we are hoping to bring back soon in the fall. We would have once a month STEAM activities for kids. We would have science, or it would be technology or engineering or math-based hands-on activities. And we are planning to bring that back again in the fall. So we're just slowly going to be implementing in-person programs a little at a time. Is there a Glow Forge in the Pittsburgh Library? I hate to say this, but I do not know what a Glow Forge is. If you want to give me more information about that, I will look that up. But as far as I'm aware, no, I'm sorry about that, but I will get more information on that for sure. So let me make myself a note. And I'll figure that out. Learn something new every day, that's for sure. Okay, and I'll continue to watch for questions. I'm going to go back to the library's website. And and then I missed the Q&As. I'm sorry, I forget that webinars have a chat and a QRA. Is the library open for browsing the shelves? Yes, you can come into the library and browse to your heart's content and check out materials, or sit and read, or use the computers. Are there activities for special needs kids? Right now, we don't have any specifically targeting special needs children, but all are welcome to our library programs. We just do the best we can to be flexible and try to accommodate as many people as we possibly can. So right now we don't have anything specific, but special needs children are always welcome to participate. Okay. So when you go to the library's website, you can search the library's catalog. And that's at the top of the library's webpage. So it says search the, and right now it says catalog. It drops down. You can also search the website, frequently asked questions. You can search the events, and Link Plus. That's libraries that we have a partnership with outside of the Contra Costa County library system. So if we don't have an item in our catalog that you can borrow and check out, you're free to check the Link Plus catalog as well. And some of those libraries are like the San Francisco Public Library. We've got partnerships with like the San Diego Library. So you can have things sent from those libraries at no charge here for you to check out. Do we have Spanish books? Yes, we have Spanish books for both children and adults, as well as some audiovisual materials like DVDs and CDs. And I will show you how you can search the catalog for those things. So right now I'm going to stay on search the catalog by keyword. And let's just say we want books on camping because the summer reading program is off the beaten path. So I'm just going to type camping and hit my search. There's also an advanced search you can do, but this catalog searches all 26 library locations in our system. So not just Pittsburgh, but I can show you how you can narrow things down to Pittsburgh. We've got different filters. So over on the left-hand side from your results, you can see I've got all kinds of different things that come up with camping. So you can narrow things down to books or ebooks or graphic novels, or if you have children, you just want picture books. There's also audio books, and you can see movies and music. But you could say, I only want to see the picture books that you have. And then you can also filter down in what's available right now, what's available at any location. And you can go and say, well, I want to see if it's available at Pittsburgh today. And then you would click on Pittsburgh. And you can also filter down by language. So let's see. Of course, that's not showing up right now, but you can show what's new at the library. You can search published dates. You can search, we already kind of did with picture books, we kind of filtered down by audience, but usually you can also then come over to the left-hand side and say, oh, I want audience, I want books for kids, or I want books for adults, or I want books for teens. And then you can also filter down by languages, that I want books about camping in Spanish. And then you can click on that. And then you can see the search results on the right-hand side of the screen change based on your selections on the left-hand side with that filter. So say you wanted this Los Cinco Van de Camping, you would then you could click on it to see where the book is, which library it's at. Availability by location. Well, that's at the San Pablo Library. Well, I'm here at the Pittsburgh Library and I don't want to drive all the way over to San Pablo. So then I can click on place hold and put in my library card number and my last name and tell the computer I want to pick it up at Pittsburgh. And then it will be sent here to the Pittsburgh Library where I can pick it up. Usually takes about 3 to 5 days for the item to arrive at the Pittsburgh Library, as long as it's on the shelf at the other locations. Okay, so that's kind of searching the catalog in a quick little nutshell. I'd be happy to go over anything in more detail if you'd like, but I do want to show you some of those other resources that are online that you can use your e-card with or your library card with. And that's these digital resources. So if we go to digital resources, you can go to the A to Z resources. It has a listing, an alphabetical listing of all of the digital resources that are available to use for free with your library card. So what's been very popular is with the younger crowd is the ABC Mouse. We have, you're able to use ABC Mouse for free inside the library all the time, but we also have a home checkout license where you could check out ABC Mouse for 4 weeks and use it on your home computers. Some other things I'd like to point out, I mean, there's just so many. There's the ABC Mouse, but I'm going to go over to the B's now to show you BrainFuse Help Now. This is a great resource, especially for the older crowd, grades 3 and up. There's online tutoring for free. So you can connect your child with a tutor. They are vetted professional tutors and it's anonymous. They don't ask questions about your child, but you can connect them to tutors. So if your child is struggling with a concept in math or maybe science, you can connect with a tutor for free with your library card. And you can see it's every day, except for like holidays, from 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. And then you can also see right underneath that is BrainFuse Job Now, Vet Now. So that's a component of BrainFuse that's great for adults who are seeking jobs, like help with resumes, looking for jobs, brushing up skills. So that's a great thing to explore. I'm just going to show you a couple features of the BrainFuse Help Now. So you can get live tutoring right away during those hours, and we are during that time. There's the writing lab. So if your child has a paper and you want to submit it and get some feedback on how they can improve the paper, they can submit it through the writing lab. And the turnaround time is pretty quickly for that feedback to come back. But if you just wanted to have them brush up on some skills and not necessarily meet with a tutor, you can click on Skill Surfer. And then you can say, okay, my child is in, I'm just going to come up and look at some of the ages we've got on the group today. I see some 7-year-olds, 8, 12, and 9. I'm going to go with, I think 9-year-old, maybe that's about 3rd grade, or we could do the 12-year-old and do 5th grade. We could say we want to see math for 5th grade, California standards. And you can see there's reading and writing and grammar. They've got ELA practice tests, science, social studies, and history. But if you click on, say, grade 5 math, California, you can come down and see there's practice tests. They have things to help you with different aspects of. Yes, I will go into the brain fuse job right after this. They have, so say if your child was struggling with inverse operations, I'm going to click on that. And it has like a slideshow. You can kind of walk through. It gives you examples and it explains that concept. It breaks it down. So in addition to the live tutors, you can also browse topics that your child might need a little bit extra help on brushing up their skills. So we're going to go back now and we're going to take a peek at the Brain Fuse Job Now, Vet Now. And you can see it's got live job coaching, just like there's the live tutoring. There's a resume lab. So if you've got a resume, you can submit it and get feedback on how you can improve that. And I actually I worked with this with one of my stepdaughters who was brushing up her resume, looking for a new job. And we submitted her resume through this and got some good feedback on how she could fix it up. There's the e-parachute there too, where you can kind of take a self-assessment. I don't know if you're familiar with that book, What Color is My Parachute, to try to discover what kind of careers you might want to explore. But this is the Brain Fuse Job Now, Vet Now. So there's that live job coaching help. They can give you tips on searching for jobs in your area, maybe practice interviewing, talking about, how do I best create a resume? Then there's that resume lab. And then there's a job search at the top. And so you can see you can explore that, and there's the e-parachute, and then they have some things specifically for veterans, and then tools for learners. So especially for adults, like brushing up on skills like studies skills and things like that, especially if you're thinking about going back to school. So if you have any more specific questions about Brain Fuse, please type it in. I'm going to be flying through things because there's so many great things to tell you about at the library. I wish I had all day, and you can come by and I'll tell you about it all day. But let's see. I also wanted to talk about, okay, if you're also interested in those job skills and things like that, there's Learning Express Library. Under that, there's adult core skills to help you once again with that, computer skills. So take a look at that. Then there's also this LinkedIn Learning, which is great. You might have to, it's free with your library card, but you also have to set up a username and password. It is free, but you can create, they've got all kinds of classes on different things from photography to Microsoft Excel and Microsoft Word, bookkeeping, all kinds of free classes. You can create a training course for yourself. So that's another great thing for adults to know about. And I think I'm getting, let me see. High school tutoring, yes, excellent. Does the library offer coding classes for youth? There are sometimes things online. I know Orlando at the Bay Point Library was doing some online coding classes. You can check that out. Right now, we currently aren't having any in-person ones. We do have like a Raspberry Pi kit you can check out, and other kits that are available for checkout too for that coding. But hopefully we can add more in as time goes on. And the online robotics for kids. Now that I have not seen yet, but I will write that down and I will explore that more. So far, I haven't seen anybody offering that yet. But I do know that Pittsburgh High has a robotics club, I think, that does things too, which is an exciting thing. But I will definitely keep that in mind and see if we can't find something like that, especially as we're bringing back more in-person programs. Okay, let me go back to some of the other things that we have. I was going to show you, we have Canopy Kids and Canopy Movies. So you can stream up to 8 movies a month with your library card. So some of the things that have been very popular are like the great courses for adults. There's a lot of, under the Canopy Kids, there's movies that like books that have been turned into little movies like this, Don't Let the Pigeon Stay Up Late, a lot of PBS educational shows for kids. So it's a little less of the entertainment type movies and videos, and a little bit more on the educational side with Canopy. But they also have other things too, like classic films and things like that. So there's that Canopy Kids. Okay, let's see. I want to make sure. So we searched the catalog, ABC Mouse. Oh, okay. Another thing for kids is like Explora. So there's this elementary school research where it has magazines and ebooks and things like that that can help children with their research. They have one for middle school as well as high school. And then I wanted to show you guys ebooks. So Enki is one of our ebook providers, and we also have something called Overdrive and Libby. So I was going to show you a little bit more about the ebooks. With your e-card, you can start checking out ebooks right away. There's also e-audiobooks that you can listen to. I download those on my phone. I listen to them in the car. I'm not so good at reading the books on my electronic device, but I sure enjoy listening to them as we're driving around or as I'm doing laundry. We have ebooks for kids and adults, both audio as well as books that you read. So if you wanted to look and see what kinds of ebooks we have, you would click on browse, and then you can browse by format. And that's where you could go and look at the ebooks and the e-audio books. And this is the Overdrive right here. Enki has a lot. They have more things that I think would help kids with their reports and more informational books, whereas Overdrive also has some informational books, but they tend to be more of the, they also have like popular fiction and things like that. There's also a company with the Overdrive, there's a free app called Libby that you can download to your phone. And I find that it's very easy to use. So you can browse collections, you can browse, so I'll drop down, show you some of the collections they have. You can browse things for kids, which I'll just click on right now. We'll just take a peek at some of the things. They show you what's available now for kids. And underneath the book, it says if it's an ebook or if it's an e-audiobook underneath the title. This would be available to borrow right now. You can see that. Sometimes things are checked out and you can get on a waiting list and you're notified when the item is available for you to check out and listen to or read on your device. So you can browse things that are new. Here's some early readers. I can read by myself. Some of these also come with an option where the books you can listen as you read along. Not all of them are that way, but some of them are. And I find that to be very helpful with kids just learning to read. So these are some of the ebooks. Like I said, there's just so many, and the library is putting more and more money into their ebook collection. It keeps growing because that is becoming more and more popular type format. So the last thing I was going to show you as far as some of the databases you can access is, I'll go back to that digital resources, then the A to Z digital resources is a resource called Flipster. And Flipster is an online magazine database. So it's like you can flip through magazines just like you would physical magazines, but you do it online. They have magazines, a few for children, most of them are for adults, but you can kind of see like, here's do it yourself. And you can flip through, and like I say, at home, this is free with your library card. You can enlarge it. And on the right-hand side, you can like flip through the pages with the arrows, move the pages, and then you can zoom in if you think something looks really great. Ooh, what to do with acrylic. So you can make it bigger, easier to read. Okay, so that is what the quick overview of some of the resources I picked out to share with you all. I appreciate your time. I don't want to take too much more of it, but if there's anything else you want me to go over in detail, please put it in the chat. Or if you have other questions, please feel free to chat that in. I want to make sure to cover things that are of particular interest to you. And I will definitely explore more of the coding options and robotics options and find out what Glowforge is. I will figure that out. So I'll give you just a minute more to chat in any questions you have. Otherwise, I'll say have a fantastic day and we hope to see you at the library. Can I go over the job thing one more time? I can definitely do that. Just feel free to chat in if there's anything else. Let me show you just real quickly. Let me get myself to the right place and then I'll share my screen. Okay, so make sure I'm on the right thing. So from the library's website, ccclib.org, once again, I'm just gonna put that in the chat. You would click, this is our homepage, ccclib.org. You'll come up across this blue banner across the top. There's this digital resources. Just click on that drop down arrow. And then there's the A to Z resources. And I think there's two, well, there's more than two, but two that I find to be very helpful. And I will go over how to participate in the summer reading program as well. On the A to Z resources, I definitely recommend going to the B's and looking at BrainFuse BrainFuse Job Now, Vet Now. You click on that. When you're doing this from home, you do need to put in your library card number and your last name. And there's this job search across the top where you can say, okay, I'm looking for bookkeeping. My zip code, Pittsburgh. And then it will come up with, I can't remember which, oh, it's indeed.com. That's kind of who they're searching, but it'll have job details. You can set up a free account with them and apply right there online. Then there's that job coaching option, the resume lab, and then down below, there's tools for job searching you can explore as well, like interview tips. Then I'm going to go back. So that was BrainFuse. I'll just type that in. BrainFuse Job Now. That would be, and that's under digital resources, I should say. Digital. Resources. BrainFuse Job Now. Then I highly recommend, if you're looking for brushing up skills, this LinkedIn Learning and creating courses. They've got computer classes, photography classes, social media stuff. And then also the Learning Express library has like books with practice tests for different careers, like civil service and things like that. So there's got ebooks you can check out and sometimes have practice tests. So Learning Express is another one that I highly recommend as well. Of course, I recommend all of them, but those are just some that I would definitely highlight. As far as, so picking up the reading logs for summer reading will be available June 1st. We don't have them quite ready yet, but we will soon. But as far as the summer reading, now I can't, oh, sorry. Is it just summer read? Okay, maybe their website's not up yet, but it will be where you can participate online. But basically, it's you just come by the library, you pick up your reading record, which I will grab to show you. Whoops. Okay, we'll have these paper reading records starting June 1st for you to pick up. We'll have them for babies and kids, babies and ages 3 and up too. So you just pick one of these up. You decide the level of difficulty for your trail. If you want to read, if you want these paw prints to be 20 minutes, you say, okay, you're going to read for 20 minutes or 40 minutes. Or if you have a child who's just learning to read, maybe 10 minutes. And that's fine. And everybody can do the program once for prizes. So you just read and keep track of your reading. And on the back, it also has activities that you can do in place of reading, things like going for a hike, because we're trying to encourage kids to get out into nature. Or do one of the weekly crafts that you can pick up and take home from the library. That would count as well. Or attend a story time. So if you have any other questions about the summer reading program, put that in the chat or come by the library and let me know. Oh, and then I'm just, sorry, I thought I was showing you the paper reading record and then I realized I was still on screen share. That's totally Becky. All right, any other questions? Thanks again for your time and for participating today. I wish I could have seen your faces and heard your voices. That's always my favorite part. I feel like I'm just talking to myself and that's no good.
All right, thank you so much, Becky. We so appreciate all the wonderful information, and thank you to all the parents who joined us this afternoon. And we are recording this afternoon session, so we'll be able to send it to you via Parent Square so you can revisit it or share it with other families in our districts as well and in our community. And we encourage you to visit our local public library, especially over this summer break that's approaching really quickly. So we encourage you to take your kids there all the time, check out books weekly that you can take home and read and enjoy, and just partake with all the different resources that are on their website and actually in person as well at the local library. So thank you so much for each of you for joining us, and thank you, Becky, for this afternoon's presentation. Have a wonderful afternoon.
Thank you, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.